It's a Monday morning on the Morning Brew. We got a packed house today. I love this. We got our buddy Greg Frost in this morning, and we got a bunch of friends from Nob Hill, including Carolyn Chavez and two Nob Hill business owners talking about all about the Route 66 Summerfest coming up this weekend. All on the Morning Brew with friends. Come on over, Greg.
Drums, please.
We are back on the Morning Brew with friends. I love this. Morning, Greg. You have a good weekend?
I had a great weekend. How about
Good.
yourself?
I was busy. I went to the big Mariachi Spectacular.
Fabulous.
Isn't it? It's
Yeah.
one of the greatest shows. It was like 4 or 5 giant mariachi orchestras. And, you know, I always think of mariachis, or a lot of us think of mariachis, as like, you know, the 4 or 5 guys that wander around El Pinto or something. And these things was like, it was
an
so
orchestra.
much.
It's fabulous.
5 orchestras, big bands, and they were so much fun. And I had just a blast, and just still can't really get that ringing out of my ears of all of the tunes.
I wanted to be there very bad. I go every year, but this Saturday night was my son's wedding reception.
Don't miss that.
So I couldn't miss that.
You can't miss that.
And it was pretty spectacular.
I'm sure.
Too. Great day for us.
Excellent, excellent. Well, we're going to kick it off this morning with some headlines brought to us by our friends at Tony and Guy Hairdressing Academy. I love this. And Greg, I know you're a money guy. You'll love this first map that I found. This is New Mexico's purchasing power. So the Tax Institute put out this map just this weekend. Tax Foundation. It is very cool. So if you take an imaginary $100 from the nationwide average, and then you spread it out and see how much you could spend in different states, in New Mexico, if you had the nationwide $100, you could buy $105 worth of stuff, which is pretty cool.
That's excellent.
Right?
Yeah.
And if you go to our neighbors to the north in Colorado, it's just $97 worth of stuff.
That's $8 per $100 difference.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
It's huge. And if you go to places like Washington, D.C., where my sister lives, she can only get $84 for what we could spend for $100 here, which is amazing. But you think about it, the rents in those places are huge. The rents are outsized compared to what they are here. And, of course, salaries are commensurate with that money, too. But it's a cool map, and check it out. It's a good chance to just see how we rank. And there are places, though, like Arkansas and Mississippi, $114, $115. So the purchasing power there is amazing.
Yeah, but you got to live in Arkansas or Mississippi.
That's exactly it. I'm sure they say the same thing about you got to live in New Mexico.
I prefer
too.
the land of the chair.
Right. And I love this, too. There's no more Confederate flag in South Carolina. It came down this weekend on Friday. And I think this is a very interesting thing because after there were some shootings, there were some things, and finally it looks like they're deciding to do this. What's your take on it?
Well, that Confederate battle flag was a historic flag,
right?
Because of what the war between the states. However, it has been over the years. It's been synonymous with Bubba,
right?
And lots of bad things.
Right.
So the kind of folk that like to follow
wave
that flag are some pretty rough folk.
Right. And so I think it's interesting to see. I'm wondering. I can't wait to see if that's a trend that will sweep across the nation, or what will happen. I'm interested too. Like I know the TV Land already shut down and stopped the reruns of Dukes of Hazzard.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, yeah. And one of my favorite shows as a kid. I had no idea what the flag was.
Well, it was a license plate, I think.
It was on the roof of the car.
On the
roof of the car. I had no idea as a kid what that meant. I'm from New Mexico, right?
Yes.
So, and then this is interesting. And I know our floor director here, Lee is flipping out about this. He's like, this is the worst thing in the world. But then I have other friends who are just beside themselves with excitement. A cat cafe. Now, have you heard about these?
Just barely. I'm very interested.
So these are cafes, and they've taken off all over Southeast Asia, and they've started to work their way into the States and into Canada. And they are places where you can go have lunch, have breakfast with your cat in the restaurant. And in Oakland, California, they have one, which just like you hang out. The cats are there. They jump all over the tables. They do everything. And there's a couple of them. They're hipster spots, Oakland, Brooklyn, the cool places to live have all of these cat cafes. And this is our owner here, Julia Gruskin, and one of her cats, I think that's Peanut, and she is ready to just launch this. In Albuquerque, though, we do have food service rules, so the cats will not be running wild throughout the cafe. She's going to put it kind of in that area just east of the University of New Mexico. In glass wall, self-closing door. Done. You have a cat cafe. A soft closing door that the cats can't open themselves.
Well, you know, for pet owners, those are nice things to have.
I love taking my dog places and love going to dog patios with my dog. And then this to me is really amazing. El Chapo Guzman. Have you been following this? This is amazing.
Well, he's a slippery devil.
Right. So this guy, he's the head of one of the largest drug cartels in Mexico, and he escaped through a tunnel in the shower. It's a 1-mile tunnel that was ventilated and actually had air conditioning in it. So this guy could get out of jail in the shower stall. Like, I guess the guards went back to the jail, and he was just gone. They went back to check on him in the shower. He was just gone, and there was like a 1 foot by 1 foot hole in the wall where they had popped out the shower stall.
So they probably had to dig into him.
They dug into him.
Let him know he was there. Let him know they were there, and then he popped through.
And then he popped through. It crawled a mile out.
That guy's got more money than the Mexican government.
I think so.
You know?
I think so. And it's amazing what these guys could do.
Crazy.
I was just thinking Shawshank Redemption, you know? We're going to be back in a couple of seconds. We'll talk some financial stuff. I want to pick your brain about what this new deal with Greece actually means this morning, because that's a big deal. We'll be back on the Morning Brew.